这个临济呀，这个祖师啊，临济宗这个祖师啊，以前很笨，就是很愚痴。在这个黄柏那个地方住了3、4年呢。就是做饭，在那做饭，专门做饭，做这个厨房。当时啊，就有一个手作和尚，一看这个人呢，这么忠厚，这么老实，一天到晚也不讲一句话，所以就没有王语打。那么这是一个法器，就说，你在这儿住多久啦？就回头是3年了。然后说你有没有和这个和尚请过开示啊？临济，什么叫请开示？请开示他也不懂，什么叫请开示？手作和尚就说你穿上你的衣，穿上你的袍，搭上你的衣，持居，拿着居到方丈和尚那儿去，大展居，顶礼9叩首，然后啊，你合掌长跪，跪到那个地方合起掌来，你请和尚开示你。那我怎么说啊？他说你呀，你就请问了和尚，如何是祖师西来的大意？临济这么样子，好，那我就去喽。
Okay, so talking about the patriarch from the Lin Ji school, the Lin Ji patriarch the first patriarch was very, very dull in the past, very stupid. He lived at Chan Master Huangpo's place for 3 to 4 years and specialized in cooking, basically meaning he worked in the kitchen. At the time, there was a head monk who had observed Master Lin Ji and thought that he was very honest and very meekly. He didn't really talk all day long, so therefore he didn't really engage in false speech and thought that he was a Dharma vessel. So the head monk said to Master Lin Ji, "How long have you lived here?" He said, "Oh, probably 3 years." And the head monk said, "Have you requested instructional talks from our abbot?" Master Lin Ji said, "What does it mean to request for instructional talks or request for instructions?" He doesn't really understand what is requesting for instructions. So the head monk explained and said, "Well, wear your robe, put on your sash, and take your bowing cloth. Go to the abbot's quarter to unfold your bowing cloth 100%. You bow 9 times, put your palms together and kneel down. And then ask the abbot to give you some instructions." So Master Lin Ji said, "Oh, okay, so what should I say after I kneel down?" The head monk taught him, "You should just go to the abbot and ask him, what is the great meanings of the patriarch coming from the west?" And Master Lin Ji said, "Oh, that's how it is. Okay, I will go."
到了方丈和尚的疗房里，就大展居，顶礼9叩首， 然后长跪和谐掌就说了，说请问和尚，如何是祖师西来的大意？黄柏禅师拿起香板就打起来了，这一顿香板打的这个临济真觉得痛了，在那里就拿起去就跑了，就打跑了，去拿起就打跑了。好了，那么第二天，这个首座和尚看见他了，说：“你昨天请开是怎么样？”“嘿，你呀，你这害死人呢！我到那也不知说什么，说错了，就是说这一句话，说完了，和尚就打，拿香板打我一顿香板。”首座和尚说：“哦，那你回诊你是有一点不对的地方，回诊你跪没跪好，回诊你合掌合的不恭敬啊，回诊你说话说的不清楚啊，他听错了，你慢一点说，你不要慌慌张张的嘛。”他说：“那我到那儿很害怕的，我所以说话就说的大约是不太清楚。”啊，首座和尚说：“明天再去，你再去试试，你还是这么挺开始，还得挨打。”首座和尚说：“哎，你挨打，你不请开示，你在这住这么多年了，你一点好处都没得到啊！你要请开示才能得到好处的嘛。”这个临济想想，回者是请开始能得到好处，但昨天我去是讲话讲的回者不清楚，我这回今天去慢慢的说，我看看怎么样。
So Master Lin Ji went to the abbot's quarter, unfold the bowing cloth 100%, bow down 9 times, kneel and put his palm together, and said to the abbot, "What is the great meaning of the patriarchs coming from the west?" And Chan Master Huang Po got the incense board and started giving Master Lin Ji a beating. And Master Lin Ji felt he was really hurt, really painful. He grabbed his bowing cloth and started to run away. So the second day, the head monk saw Master Lin Ji and said, "How was it yesterday when you went to request for instructions?" And Master Lin Ji said, "Yeah, you really done me great harm. You really got me in trouble. You know, I got there, I didn't know what I said wrong. After I asked the question, he started beating me. He really gave me a beating, you know." And the head monk said, "Oh, maybe there's something you have done wrong. Maybe you didn't kneel. Maybe you didn't put your palms together correctly, respectfully. But maybe what you said wasn't very clear. Maybe he heard you wrong. Why don't you go slower? Don't go there in a panicky mode or state." He said, "Okay. You know, I actually went there. I was really afraid. So maybe when I talk, I wasn't being very clear." So the head monk said, "Why don't you go again tomorrow? Go try one more time. And you still request the instructional talks, the same instructions, the same way." So Lin Ji answered, "Go? You still want me to go? I'm gonna get another beating." So the head monk said, "Well, I know you get a beating, but if you don't request for instructions and you have been here for so many years, you have not gotten any benefits. You should have. You need to request for instructions in order to get some benefits." And of course, in Dharma, that's implied. So then Lin Ji thought, "Oh, maybe when I request instructions, I can get some benefits. Perhaps when I went yesterday, I wasn't being clear on what I said. You know, this time, today, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say it very slowly and see what the abbot's reaction is."
又穿上袍，打上衣，持着具，当然又向法难和尚来请开始，还是大展具，顶礼九叩首，长跪和切掌来了。这回慢慢讲，是吧？请问和尚如何是？这刚说的这个是字上，这个黄柏禅师拿起香板，劈头盖脑就打起来了。这回比昨天打的更厉害更重啊，甚至于把头都给打得肿起来，打肿起来。回去啊，一见到守着和尚就埋怨说：“我说我不去，你单叫我去，被和尚又打了我一顿。”这临济被打了2次。这个守着和尚说：“你怎么样？你怎么到那儿怎么样情形？你说一说看。”他就说了：“说我到那儿，就是穿袍大衣，到那儿大展具，顶礼9叩首，然后你叫我慢慢讲啊，我就说，请问和尚如何是？我怎么样说的？那么和尚，我到这个士字上，和尚就打起来了，就把我打了一顿。这个守着和尚说：“哎，你太论证，你真是雷德王。雷德王呢，就是在和尚里头的最笨，最笨一个人。”他说：“你叫我慢说嘛，我都不慢说。你的守着和尚说，你慢也不要慢的太厉害了嘛，你这也不快不慢才可以的嘛。”一想，回者是。
So the second time, he wore his robe, put on his sash, and took his bowing cloth, and went to the abbot's quarter the second time. He still opened up his bowing cloth 100%, bowed down 9 times, kneel, and put his palm together. This time he said, really, really slowly, "May I ask the abbot what is?" So just when he said is, Chan Master Huang Po snapped, took the incense board and just beat him right on the head, and this time was worse than yesterday. He was giving a really bad beating to a point that Master Lin Ji's head got really swollen. So then he left. He went back and saw the head monk and complained to him. "I told you I didn't want to go, but you pushed me. Now I get another beating." So Master Lin Ji got beaten twice. So the head monk said, "So how are you? What happened? Tell me what happened. What did you do?" So he said, I got there, I wore my robe, I put on my sash, I opened up my bowing cloth 100%, I bowed down 9 times, and I slowly asked the question. I asked, "May I ask the abbot what is?" So that's all I said. And then just at the point when I say is, the abbot started to beat me again for no reason. So the head monk said, "You're just really stupid. You're just..." Venerable Master used Lin Ji. It's actually Cantonese. It's just this person is just kind of, I don't know, Lin Ji, headless or something like that, very confused. And he also said he's a Lei Bei Wang, basically a person who's just really stupid. That you say that you are just the most stupid person in the community. He said, but then Lin Ji said, "You told me to say it slowly, so I say it slowly." So the head monk said, "Well, then that's way too slow, You should not say it too fast. You should not say it too slow, and that'll be okay." So Master Lin Ji thought, "Okay, maybe you're right."
守着和尚说：“你再去请开始。” 再去，和尚把我打死。那个手座和尚就说：“你不要怕打，为法忘躯，为佛法呀，把自己的身体给忘了的。你怕打？这个释迦牟尼佛当初修舍身为虎，割肉为鹰。”那比打还痛的厉害呢，这都不怕。你这打一点你就不敢去了，那怎么能修行呢？灵机一听，有点道理啊。说那我再去，和尚真不会打我了吗？手座和尚说：“我保证不会再打你。你去了。”
Okay, so the head monk said, "Why don't you go again? Go and request for instructions." Lin Ji said, "What? Go again? You know, when I go again, if I go again, the head monk, the abbot is going to beat me to death." So the head monk said, "You should not be afraid of a beating. You should forsake your body for forsake your body for dharma. In order to receive the dharma, you should forget about your own body. Why you are afraid of a beating? You know, when Shakyamuni Buddha at that time, he actually gave up his body to feed the tiger. He cut off his own flesh to feed the eagles. It was much more painful than getting a beating. He wasn't even afraid of that. Now with this little beating, and then you didn't dare to go to request for instruction, how can you cultivate?" So Lin Ji heard, "You got a point. Okay, I'm gonna go again. Are you sure that the abbot is not going to give me another beating?" The head monk said, I guarantee that he's not going to beat you again. Go."
第二天又是照样穿上袍，搭上衣，手持着锯，这回呀，一边走，这个心里头啊，这个心就变成了这个兔子，在里边跳得不得了。那么走到方丈和尚这个房里边去，又是大展居顶礼九叩首，长跪合掌，这回也不慢也不快，就说：“请问和尚。”就刚说4个字，黄柏禅师又拿起香板，这回呀，没有头没有身子，这个就乱打一通，手也给打出血了，脚也给打瘸了，跑路也跑不动，跑不太快了，把锯也不记得拿了，就跑了。跑了这回呀，就把衣单收拾，这会不能住了。我做了3年饭，没有功劳有苦劳呢。这个和尚这一点对我这么不客气，打我，我不能在这儿住了，这一定要走了。这个正着收拾要走呢，收拾衣单要走，这个手座和尚又来了，说：“林基，你干什么？嘿，你害死我了！我这个地方这碗饭呢不能吃了，你简直的我再不能在这儿住了。你就是想叫我饿死呢。我不能在这儿住了。”收拾东西，一边收拾一边就哭，一边收拾东西一边哭。你到什么地方去呀？我也不知道什么地方去。说那你没有地方去，你怎么要走呢？那我在这个地方，和尚总打我，我怎么可以在这个地方再住了呢？ 个守州和尚说：“哎，你想要走吗？你要问还要问方丈和尚去才可以的。你现在和方丈和尚打你3次了，你现在要走，你要问方丈和尚，你应该到什么地方去。”
Okay, so for the third time, the second day, he put on his robe again, put on his sash, and took his bowing cloth. So this time, he was his heart was jumping up and down just like a rabbit. He was so nervous. He walked to the abbot's quarter, opened up the bowing cloth 100%, bow 9 times, kneel down, put the palms together. This time, not too fast, not too slow. He said, "May I ask the abbot?" And just when he said these words, Chan Master Huang Po got the incense board and just started to beat Master Lin Ji for no reason anywhere on the body, to a point that his hands were bleeding, his feet was bleeding to a point it was really hurt, and he was crippling a little bit. He couldn't even run fast. He even forgot to take his bowing cloth, and he started just running. So this time he went back, started packing his clothes, and said, "I can't live here anymore. You know, I've been here for 3 years and been cooking in the kitchen. Although I have no merit and contribution, but I still have a lot of contribution as far as toil is concerned." So now the abbot is so impolite, and he just beat me and beat me. I can't live here anymore. I have to go. So he was just packing his clothes, ready to go. The head monk came again and said, "Lin Ji, what are you doing?" And Lin Ji said, "Oh, you really done me great harm. I almost died. You know, I can't stay here and eat anymore. You know, I can't stay here. I can't live here. Now, even if you want me to stay, I'm going to leave. I can't live here. I probably will starve to death." So he packed his stuff and started crying as he was packing. So the head monk said, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to go." "Well, you have no place to go. How are you going to leave?" "Well, you know, when I'm here, the abbot is always beating me. How can I continue to live in this place?" So the head monk said, "Well, if you want to go, you still have to ask the abbot where to go. Then you can leave. Now the abbot's beat you 3 times. Now you're going to leave. You need to ask the abbot where you should go."
我不敢去了，我宁可饿死，我都不去请开示了，我也不想开悟了。守州和尚不要紧，你这回去呀，无论如何和尚再不能打你了，你就到那向和尚，你这回是告假，告假完了，你就请问和尚，我到什么地方去好？问问和尚，他根本也没有地方去，他自己也不知道哪个地方会留他，会有饭吃。那个意境那个样子，这么个样子，这个临济祖师那个样子不一样。
再推一个光，
所以好像个雷大王那么样。好吧，那个就是笨的王爷，愚痴的王听什么？王听
国王的王。
耶，雷大王就是一个笨的王，愚痴的王。愚痴到极点，变成愚痴王，雷大王。他这回收拾东西，哭哭溜溜的，这没有地方去，还要去问了和尚喽。
So then he said, "You know, I don't really dare to go. I'd rather starve to death than going to ask for instructions. I don't want to be enlightened anymore." So the head monk said, "Oh, don't worry. You know, when you go this time, regardless of what happened, the abbot is not going to beat you again. Basically, you're going to tell him you're asking for a leave. After you ask for the leave, then you ask the monk, where should I go? So you just ask him. So Venerable Master said he had no place to go. He didn't really know which place is going to let him stay, or where did he go he would have rice to eat or food to eat. Just like, he was just like Patriarch Lin Ji. So he was like Venerable Master say, like a Lei Bei Wang. Just basically he was like a really stupid Wang Ye. Wang Ye, I think, is the king's brother. So just a stupid king basically. So the disciple verify the Chinese Wang. You mean like Wang as in king? Venerable Master say yes. So Lei Bei Wang just means like the most stupid king. He's just stupid to the utmost point. So then he just packed his clothes. He was crying and weeping. He had no place to go, but he still had to ask the abbot where to go.
这回到那地方又向和尚大战具顶了9叩首，这回也没有拘了。到和尚那地方把他拘，才又要回来，又顶礼9叩首。这回又长跪合掌说：“和尚，我向你告假。”黄柏说：“你告假？你到什么地方去啊？想？我就是没有地方去呢，被和尚你打的，我没有地方跑了。我应该到什么地方去呢？”和尚黄柏一看说：“哦，你要走，好了，你到大禹去了。大禹，这个。”邻居平时他知道大禹在什么地方，这回和尚叫他到那儿大禹去啊，他知道这和尚叫他去那地方一定会留他，一定会留他单的。那时候是挂单的，你到什么地方要有人介绍你这才能住。单着一单就到大禹去了。大禹这个方丈和尚也是个开悟的人，这个知客呢也是个开悟的，早就知道了。方丈和尚告诉这个知客师说：“你今天呢看见有一个叫临济的，他来挂单呢，你告诉我。”
So then Lin Ji went back to the abbot's quarter, bowed 9 times and trying to open up his cloth, but then this time he didn't have his cloth with him because he left it at the abbot's quarter last time. So he asked for the bowing cloth back, opened up the cloth, bowed 9 times, kneeled down, put his palm together and said, "Abbot, I'd like to request for a leave." So Master Huang Po said, "You want to ask for a leave? Well, where do you want to go? Where do you wish to go?" Lin Ji answered, "I have nowhere to go because you beat me to a point that I have no place to go to. Where should I go?" So the abbot said, "Oh, okay, since if you want to leave, then you can go to Dayu," where actually Lin Ji knew where Dayu is located. So the abbot told him to go to Dayu because he knew, Lin Ji knew that the abbot had actually introduce him to go to that place, so that monastery will actually accept him to stay. At that time, whenever you travel to that monastery, you need to have some kind of introduction, a person who introduced you in order for you to stay. So he took his luggage and went to Dayu. The abbot at Dayu was also an enlightened person, so is the guest prefect. They already knew. So the abbot told the guest prefect, if you see a monk called Lin Ji who came to request to stay, come and tell me.
这个知客，咱们就等着，果然等一等，有这么一个和尚来了，到这挂单，一问名字叫什么？叫临济，什么样子？就通知方丈和尚了。方丈和尚，你说怎么样了？拿这个香板就在后边背着香板出来了，到这儿见面，他一句话也没讲呢，也根本就没开口呢。这个大禹说：“这个黄柏老婆心切， 啊，老婆心切，就好像个老太婆那么慈悲，啊，拿起过香板，撇右劈头盖脑，也没有等讲话就打起来，就打完了，正在打着呢，邻居说好了。这个完了，上去把香板那个抢过来，就要打这个大禹。大禹说：“不关我事，你去找黄柏去。”啊，他又回去到黄柏那个地方，拿着香板到那地方就找黄柏去了。黄柏说：“好了，我让给你了，就叫他升座做方丈。”这样子。这是被打出来的。
Okay, and so then the guest prefect was waiting and waiting, and then eventually a monk came to request to stay. So he asked what his name was, and it turned out it was Lin Ji. Because of that, he went to inform the abbot, Lin Ji has come. Guess what the abbot did? He basically took the incense board, hide behind his back, waiting for Lin Ji to come and see him. So the abbot didn't say a thing. And even before Lin Ji opened his mouth, the abbot Da Yu said, Master Da Yu said, Huang Po is really kind and compassionate. It's just like an old woman, so kind and so compassionate. And just as he finished saying that, he took the incense board and started to beat Lin Ji right on the head. He didn't even wait for Lin Ji to talk. So just as Da Yu was still beating Lin Ji said, enough. And just then, he took over the incense board and wanted to beat Da Yu back. So Da Yu said, and Lin Ji said, enough. So Da Yu took the incense board and started wanting to beat Da Yu. And Da Yu said, it's none of my business. You go back and look for Huang Po. So he went back to Master Huang Po's place with the incense board to look for Huang Po. And Huang Po said, okay, I will give you this position. So then basically asked him to ascend to the high seat as the abbot. So basically, Lin Ji was beaten to become the abbot.
大禹在那个打他的时候，才把他打开悟了。你不要以为打是不好，打会开悟的。你们谁想要开悟啊？就先来要打。
慧远法师。
Okay, 然后后面漏了一句，好像被剪掉了。然后因为大家都没有反应，所以上人就说：“嘿，没有人愿意要開悟。” Okay, so he said, "Go back to look for Huang Po." So he was become. So Master said basically, Lin Ji was beaten to a point of enlightenment. He didn't get in. He was enlightened because he was beaten so badly. Don't think that being beaten is not a good thing. Actually, when you're beaten, then you'll become enlightened. So who wants to become enlightened, you can come and get a beating. And this part in Chinese got cut off because no one had any response to Venerable Master's words. So Venerable Master said, okay, no one wants to become enlightened.
今天晚间讲一讲这个净土法。什么叫净土呢？净就是清净，土也就是这个国度。那么这个国度啊，是清净而没有染污的。在极乐世界，就叫净土法。怎么样有的净土法门？ 就因为没有妄想，没有杂念，没有一切的妄想，所以这个度就静了；没有一切的杂念，所以就极乐了。
So this was spoken by Venerable Master at Go Mountain Monastery in 1970. So tonight I am going to talk about the Pure Land Dhamma door. What is Pure Land? Pure refers to clean. Land refers to a country. This means that this land is pure without any defilement. So in the land of ultimate bliss, this is called the Pure Land Dhamma door. How is there a Pure Land Dhamma door? It's because one has no false thoughts, no discursive thoughts. So the land becomes pure. When there are no discursive thoughts, when there is no discursive thoughts, then there is ultimate bliss.
这净土法门是释迦牟尼佛不问自说的法门。不问就是不等其他的人问，不等到弟子问，佛自己呀说的。为什么佛不等有这个请法呀的人来问，他自己就说这个法门呢？
Okay, so Pure Land Dhamma door is spoken by Shakyamuni Buddha without any request. Without any request means that he didn't wait for others to ask him about this method. He didn't ask his disciples. He didn't wait for his disciples to ask. The Buddha spoke about this method without any request. Why didn't Buddha wait for someone to request the Dharma before he spoke this method?